My name is Julie Warner, and this is my presentation of my research on how poverty affects elementary classrooms. I feel strongly about understanding how poverty affects young learners. This research explores the challenges these students face and equips teachers with tools to bridge the gap and ensure all students have the opportunity to thrive. It is important as educators that we understand socioeconomic diversity in education. This topic is particularly relevant as we strive to create equitable learning environments for all children. Having spent most of my career in Title I schools, I'm deeply invested in understanding how poverty impacts student learning. This research has allowed me to explore solutions while finding ways to empower teachers and bridge the achievement gap. Through this class, I'm eager to explore evidence based strategies to bridge this gap and foster a more inclusive learning environment. In each of the articles that I read, the authors noted the noticeable gap in academic achievement among low income students compared to students who do not live in poverty. While this was not new knowledge to me, the reasons why they are performing at the lower level is what I'm truly interested in. Several of the articles mentioned that the subjects of homelessness and poverty are often taboo subjects in school, not just in schools we teach in, but also in teacher readiness programs. The article, Neighborhood Economic Disadvantage and Children's Cognitive and Social Emotional Development, confirms that neighborhood quality and poverty increases negative teacher child relationships and in turn affects the overall classroom performance. Therefore, when teachers or educators strive to meet lower socioeconomic students with a positive attitude and learning environment, this can buffer the potential negative effects of poverty in the classroom. When students are in impoverished neighborhoods, it is important that we as educators step in the gap for them. When these children are dealing with external circumstances that are beyond their control, it can impact their academic and social development. The article, Family Routines and Practices That Support the School Readiness of Young Children Living in Poverty, focuses on how children that are living in poverty are more likely to face disadvantages when it comes to being ready for school. This is in comparison to the students that come from families with more economic advantage. The article also talks about the relationship between how the family operates on a daily basis and how that can positively or negatively affect readiness. The article concludes that building connections with families and offering resources to support their role in their children's education can be particularly beneficial for the students facing socioeconomic challenges. The article Poverty Simulation with Teacher Candidates to Increase Awareness About Poverty says, in regards to teacher readiness programs, that it is believed that when educators in other parts of the school community are educated beforehand, it greatly increases their ability to approach these situations differently. In order to see results, teacher candidates need to deepen their knowledge about poverty and change preconceived notions they have about this poverty. This shifts the teacher from thinking about poverty as assumptions that people are in control of their current living situations and are unmotivated to understanding how to support their community of learners in order to create a better outcome. In the article, Assessing Perceptions of Culture and Trauma in an Elementary Classroom, Informing a Model for Culturally responsive trauma informed schools. This research reinforces my idea that poverty presents significant challenges in the elementary education. This is not a surprise to me. When I worked in communities as the ones in this study, these students and the trauma they carried with them affected every second of every day. It is important that we are mindful of these challenges and take steps necessary to lessen the impact in the classroom. When we create environments in our classes and our schools that are positive, welcoming, using the growth mindset, this creates a safe place for all students to succeed. Finally, the article The Handcuffs of Poverty, an analysis of relationship between government intervention in public elementary schools and student academic achievement in a large urban district, argues that simply throwing resources at the problem of low student achievement in poverty stricken communities isn't enough. Instead, the focus should be on addressing the root causes of poverty and implementing targeted interventions within the schools. What research says is that limited access to enrichment opportunities. So students not always come with the same background knowledge and experiences in lower socioeconomic areas. Lack of diverse learning materials. Curriculum and other educational materials, along with teacher preparation programs, do not accurately reflect that of the lower income student, which leads to a disconnect between educators and students, possibly creating negativity and distrust within the classroom. The achievement gap. Low income students often experience lower academic achievement, sensitivity to difficult subjects. Teachers may be unsure about how to approach the topic delicately or avoid unintentionally reinforcing stereotypes. These are called microaggressions. Limited access to parenting resources. Some families may lack access to resources or guidance on effective parenting skills, which indirectly impact student success. In order to bridge the gap, we need to integrate training on poverty and homelessness into teacher education programs, focusing on topics such as social emotional learning, trauma informed practices, and culturally responsive pedagogy. Ensure instructional materials accurately portray the lives and experiences of low income students, promoting understanding and empathy within the classroom. Offer family support programs and workshops for effective parenting strategies. Expand access to enrichment opportunities, and cultivate a welcoming and supportive classroom environment.